Hey guys, welcome to Fan Feedback. I'm sorry, it's been a couple weeks now since we've done this. So it's our Raw Review Fan Feedback show. We tape it on Thursdays. You guys are probably going to see it on Friday by the time it finally gets uploaded to YouTube. This is Sam at LadyNexus13 on Twitter, the First Lady of WrestlingRumors.net. My name is Adam, is what they call me, at AdamDaily13 on Twitter. Follow everything at WrestlingRumors.net. Please follow at WrestleRumors on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to this channel down here on YouTube.
Also like the Facebook page.
Make sure you're checking out our Facebook page. We got a lot of great stuff going on. So before we get to Raw, I wanted to say one thing first, because I put something on Twitter. Everybody thinks it's a big joke. Yeah, I know my Raiders suck, but you know what? That's for all of you. Here's the jersey I was looking for on Sunday. I couldn't find it. So all you Ravens fans out there, there's a bad moon rising, baby. Look out. Your little Suggs injury might come back to bite you in the backside. Never bet on Flacco. Now, Sam, you want to actually get the Raw? Want to get the Raw? I had to get in there. First, now, wanted to give a shout out to everybody involved with WrestlingRumors.net Fantasy Football. Starting next week, what we're going to do on Fan Feedback, we're going to give updates on what's going on with our Fantasy Football League. It's our 5 staff members. We have 5 fans that are brought in. And wrestling fans, guys. I always like to state that. Not fans of ours, but wrestling fans. So it's a fun little thing we have going on. I'm getting my ass kicked.
Whoever I'm playing this week will be getting their ass kicked.
Did you win this week?
I don't know, I don't remember. But I know whoever I'm playing this week, you're going down.
I got my teeth kicked in last week, so thank you. Alright, what we're going to do, I'm going to start with some of the Twitter comments first. I'm basically going to say what you guys are saying. Sam's going to respond, and I'm going to kind of respond. We're going to try and make this a little, expedite. We got a ton of comments, guys. It was, for being a lackluster Raw, it was definitely a controversial Raw. It had people talking, so they kind of got what they wanted. They got what they wanted. Even if we don't agree. It
wasn't good feedback, so.
No. And there was a really good comment that we're going to get to later on about that. I'm going to start on Twitter because we're going to go, first of all, Patrick, at Rated PWF. Of course I'm going to give you a shout out on this show, brother. Of course.
Always.
And another one, I want to give my buddy Josh Lopez. You know who you are, brother. Congrats on the new gig. You're the man. The sky is the limit for you, man. Remember, keep it to you. Keep you, do you, and you'll be fine. Already the best writer on WrestleZone. So, Josh Lopez, I'm proud of you, brother.
Congrats.
Now, let me see. So, Patrick, I'm going to get to your comment in a minute. Will, real quick, Will, because Patrick got a couple good ones. Okay. Will said, just saw the Raw review. He said, dude, Nikki's 35 years old, dressed up like a porn pros extra, wearing a fruit roll while botching moves.
Wow, I did not see that comment.
Now, if you're a first-time viewer, obviously this is not for, this is parental discretion is advised. These are the voices, basically we are the voices of the voiceless. These are coming from the WWE universe. These are not ours. This is why it's fan feedback. You guys are our fans. We're all wrestling fans. So, WWE, this is what you got. So, Sam, would you like to respond to Will? Shout out, Will.
I just think that was a very good observation.
Oh, jeez.
Pretty sad I didn't come up with it.
That's it? Pretty sad you didn't come up with that one?
Yeah. That was funny, though.
Patrick brought up a really good point. This is where I want to get back to Patrick's. He said, Adam, because I was making mention that there's a lot of wasted arrows, so to speak. And I'm going to tie a comment in with this, too, towards Nikki Bella and her placement and breaking the record and stuff like that. And Patrick says, Adam, you know why there's all this negativity for Nikki, and hashtag, come on, man.
You know why.
Sam?
Everyone knows why there's negativity towards Nikki Bella. It is not unwanted.
No, I know.
WWE knew this was going to happen.
I understand that, but obviously the big thing is the guilt by association to John Cena, saying, and this is where it is, guys. She slept right at the top. She got Johnny Ace and John Cena in her back pocket. That's what the fan thing is. Somebody once told us that's in this business that if you're a woman, you have to sleep your way to the top. So
I was told.
So she was told. So I don't know, guys. I mean, it's one of those hate the player, hate the game things. If there's truth to that, like we were told.
I don't know. There were some divas that never sucked their way to the top.
That is true. But then again, if you ask those same people that, they would tell you something different.
Yeah, I have heard stories. Yeah.
So, but the point is that obviously that we know why there was all that heat coming, because she can't wrestle as good. She's definitely picked up. But here's the thing. I will agree. I don't like the 8-year, 10-year thing. They've been there 8 years. You just learned how to wrestle about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, that's why it kind of makes me mad on Total Divas that, Nikki Bella's giving Eva Marie shit. She's like, well, you've been here 2 years, and now you're just learning how to wrestle. Yeah. Bitch, you've been here 8 years and have just now learned how to wrestle.
Well, plus, don't
go throwing stones in glass houses.
Yeah, and they left WWE for a little while, and let's face it, this is personal opinion. The only thing that got Nikki Bella over are them implants she got in her body. Because beforehand, the Bellas were jobbers. The Bellas and Brie Bella remained a jobber, aka arm piece, whatever you want to call. I mean, she basically was always in the back front. Nikki, as soon as the boobs got put in, was put in the forefront. So to me,
it's because Vince likes big boobs.
And there's a really good. There's actually and it's so crazy because this is what I'd like to say to all you men out there that say that women's wrestling doesn't sell. We got a hell of a lot of comments about women's wrestling this week, and it's mainly about the Divas Revolution. I mean, we have a lot tied in with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns too, but there's a lot about the Divas Revolution. So if women's wrestling doesn't sell, I don't know why it seems to be a lot of passion for something that doesn't sell, guys. You know, and I'm obviously talking to people that claim that women can't put butts in seats. So I think, but you know, we'll get into that a little bit more. Ryan says, no way she would have held on to the title this long without Cena. Naomi or Paige should have won it in the spring.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And Pat again said, you know, obviously backstage politics rule all. And that's anywhere. And I think that's the unfortunate thing is that at the end of the day, listen, I know guys don't like to hear it, but CM Punk's speech, when he said he just doesn't kiss, you know, as much ass as John Cena or The Rock, he's right. Guys, that's every corporation, that's every business, and if you don't think that's the case, you're blind to it. The ass kissers get farther ahead. The workers, the grunts, basically are kept around to do the grunt work. And I think CM Punk saw the writing on the wall. I'm sorry, I love WWE, but I'm always going to be a CM Punk guy. Throw hate on that. I'm wearing an Oakland Raiders Andre Rison jersey. Tell me I'm not loyal to my people. So of course I'm going to still be a CM Punk guy till the day I die. But Sam, what do you think though, as far as, because we're going to get into a ton of Nikki Bella stuff because I'm just going to like speedball read a bunch of them. What do you really think at the end of the day, now that we've had a couple days to kind of let it sink in and we'll go off the comments, right move, wrong move, expected move, you know?
It was expected. But the way that they had her go over the night that she beat AJ Lee's record was complete fucking shit. Sorry. My opinion. Still hasn't changed from Monday till today. I looked at it this way. In our YouTube comments, which I'm going to get to in a minute, someone did mention, I'm going to give them credit for it, that, you know, we knew this was all coming. They wanted to wipe AJ's record away, and I agree with that. But we saw that I don't agree with wiping it away. They could have done it in an entertaining, better way. There's different ways they could have booked it, yeah. But I do think that, especially the continuity, someone made a really good point about that we're going to bring up, but I think that we knew this was coming, so that's why I was so entertained by the back and forth banter of the is she or isn't she, because we all knew it was going to happen, and this is why. WWE loves taking names off record books if they're not there anymore. We're not going to see a day unless it's going to be a long time before somebody breaks CM Punk's 434, which right now, let's face it, guys, that's the standard. Nobody, I mean, you know, we could talk about the olden days, but right now, relevancy matters. Relevancy is 434. Nobody's ever going to come close to that, probably anytime soon. They weren't going to let the, as they like to say, internet darlings carry two of their longest reigning championships. If I'm giving up one, I love you, AJ, but to me, you did more outside the ring to help women and help the progress of women and show what a true rags to riches story. I think she's done more. The record don't matter. I think that AJ Lee's legacy isn't going to be held up via she had the longest reigning title. Ever. And it's going to have to do with her actual ring work and everything that she did. I agree. Nikki Bella, it's all about the title. She hasn't done anything else. And I know she's done nothing else. And I know a lot of people a lot of people close to the business and stuff like that don't like to hear this, but AJ Lee was a big inspiration to a lot of women. Mm-hmm. A lot of women, a lot of young girls. Listen, some guys, I mean, it's AJ Lee wasn't, and we talk, we knocked on Ryback. Well, they want to push Ryback's book down our throat. I made a little rant about that. AJ Lee's story is unreal. From living in a car, something I can relate to, for a little while in my life. I mean, just living out of her car, fulfilling a dream. I mean, it's a great story. That's that. You can do anything you want to do. Not I'm born into money, and then I'm born in the blah, 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 or whatever. But she was also good for telling young girls that they didn't have to look like fucking supermodels to be cool or beautiful, not only that, or get to be in the WWE. Not only that, it showed that you could also, it's okay to be different. It's okay to be that freaking geek. It's okay to be, there's always these labels in society. AJ Lee broke all these down, guys. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Nikki Bella never main evented a Raw. AJ Lee ended a couple Raws. Mm-hmm. When's the last time a diva ended Raw since, other than AJ Lee?
Trish and Lita, maybe
but
back in
the
the day.
Divas will be main eventing NXT TakeOver.
Yes, they will. Iron
in a
Woman.
30-minute Iron Woman match.
All right, moving on. Let's see. Luke Paquette. I hope I got that right, sir. Ambrose and Reigns, partner for Night of Champions, will be one hell of a surprise. I like this one, actually. And Callum Owen actually said it's a great call, and it's a great fit. Luke's pick, Samoa Joe.
I actually thought about Samoa Joe. I'm not sure they're ready to bring him up to the main roster yet.
I'd dig it. I would dig it. I don't know.
It would just be really random. That's all.
How random?
I thought they might use Samoa Joe because he's been down in NXT for a while. Like, I really thought that once they signed him to an exclusive contract, they would have brought him straight up. But seeing as how they haven't really done anything with him other than in NXT...
Here would be random. Oh, and Mike, by the way, this is for you to get rid of the Clockwork Orange look. Before we get anything else, because I'm going to give Mike a shout out, well, what's random about it, though? Is it like they had a wheel and they spun it and then it would land on Samoa Joe? Then it would be random.
That would be very random.
Then it would be. Otherwise, there'd be strategic, there'd be planning behind it.
It's kind of like Roman Reigns was like, what Samoan can we get to be the third member?
Oh, jeez.
The Rock, the Usos, Samoa Joe.
All right, Sherry said that Sherry England said that Divas match did suck. Nikki is not a fighting champ and couldn't win on her own, just like Rollins. I love it. I'm getting to the point where I don't like to watch anymore because it's the same matches every week. You watch Raw and see the same thing that was on SmackDown the week before. There isn't that good of talent anymore on WWE.
Wow.
Sam, what do you think?
Okay. I don't know.
Shout out, Sherry. That was good. I like that.
It's been a little repetitive, especially with the matches. That's really why I don't watch SmackDown as often, is really because they don't really give us anything new. It's really just a repeat of Raw, and everything that they show on SmackDown that's important, they show on Raw the next week anyways. Yeah. So what's even the point of watching SmackDown? But
I think they're in a very difficult phase of about to break over into an old style, and I'm not saying you're never going to change the industry, but the industry does have to tweak itself to fit common day. So I think they're really figuring out what's going on with social media, how they can really play social media. So I think it just feels real clunky right now, and this is almost, I feel like this is like 96 going into 97. Like I'm staying optimistic, just hopefully, I mean, because I'm doing these shows, and hopefully I'll still be doing these shows next year. But I think I'm staying optimistic just because I do see star potential in the future. I see a massive amount of star potential. Mm-hmm. I just feel like their long-term plans are not good. That's my thing. I think their short-term plans have been excellent. Like the Kevin Owens John Cena, it was nothing more than a short-term plan. Excellent. Their long-term storylines that we've had in place, or their long-term hand-picked guys,
it's because it just seems like those storylines drag on like a month or two too long, and they just drag it out and they just redo the same stuff over and over again. I agree with you. They need to have shorter storylines instead of these long, continuous, drawn-out things where it's like, well, you have to wait for the payoff. We're constantly waiting for a payoff.
Yeah, but we do need we need long storylines.
Some of them, but not every storyline has to be a long, drawn-out, like, 7-month fucking storyline where we're constantly waiting for a payoff and we never get it.
Right, and I think that's where we're at, is they're trying to find that groove of, okay, how can we really fine-tune a long-term storyline with a short-term story, with short-term storylines? Because, again, guys, it's like you're booking, like, there's 12 months. It's like there's 12 episodes in a season of Dexter or Walking Dead or whatever you watch, and okay, this episode, but now we have 8 episodes, whatever, in between each. They're like little mini-sodes that are going on, so and I know it's tough, it's their job, it's what they do, and they took this on when they started really, programming, but I think right now they're trying to, it's just jumbled because you get in such a way where there's hard-headed people that aren't going to change their ways. Mm-hmm. There might be some young guys that have some really good ideas that they're not getting their ideas through because there's, I do think changes are coming now. I do hope, because I will say this, it was a very disappointing season premiere, and I am upset that I did not, and I am, if Raw doesn't pick up, Raw Review will never be live, which might be coming live back soon, but it'll never be live again if Raw doesn't pick up, because Gotham's coming back, and I'm not DVRing Gotham if Raw stays like this. So, moving on.
It's supposed to be the season of the Joker. We're not We're not fucking DVRing that
I ain't missing Joker. Callum said, totally agree with Sam. The ending of the Divas match was a joke. The amount of times Nikki has defended or won a match with Twin Magic and a decision has not been overturned until now. Sorry about that. Let's see. When she loses via Twin Magic, the decision gets overturned. Obviously, Charlotte will win at Night of Champions, but it doesn't matter. She clearly pinned her opponent, and therefore she should be Divas champion. If you want to talk about integrity, how many times has Nikki defended her title clean? Also, would love to see Jericho team with Ambrose and Reigns. Other options, Bryan and The Rock. So there's a couple options right there.
Okay, yeah, we talked about Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I don't really think they'll bring in The Rock for that. But...
All right, like I'm switching devices now. Got something a little bit everywhere. All right, Justin, big shout out, Justin. What's going on, brother? Hey guys, question here. Do you think characters are dead in WWE? I love this one. Besides Bray, he said to him, they're all just it's just men and women doing their job. They have no substance to them. To me, no one morphs on screen, with few exceptions. You know, Sasha Banks, Bray Wyatt. What do you guys think? Hashtag free the buzzard. Please free the buzzard, Bray Wyatt.
I definitely think that they're over with the gimmicky characters. I think everyone still has a character, but with it being the reality era, they want people to be more like normal people, like you and me.
Correct.
Like that,
no, they
that
don't,
kind
because...
of character, and everybody's kind of muddled because everyone has good or bad in them, and
they don't.
But Bray Wyatt's really the only. He's a cult leader. That's his character gimmick. That's his. I just don't think they do that anymore. They have that in NXT with the Braden, the English, and the
Aiden
Gotch.
English and
Aiden English and
the vaudevillains.
Simon Gotch. They're the vaudevillains, and
plus they don't want. But Sam, they don't want people to look like us. Because remember, I look like I'm homeless. Remember that? I look like a CM Punk.
Yeah, but they want people that look like that stereotypical wrestler mold, but with regular people personalities.
I get it. I mean,
and
but I'll say this.
It's not working.
It's tough because I think with them wanting to broaden their spectrum, I do think in some aspect a lot of characters, the era of characters is dead. Just because you want to make it more real. You want to try and bring in, now with reality shows, kayfabe's dead, so it's really hard to keep, only because people take it so, people can't step back and watch wrestling for what it is. You know, and just really just let it sink in and just enjoy the product. You know, we all have to nitpick it so much, myself included, guys. I'm not throwing stones. I'll say, other than right now, to me, I think, you know, Bray, there's people that jump off the screen. I always thought Wade Barrett had an amazing presence to him. You know, there's guys that really captivate.
The Miz, Wade Barrett,
right?
Kevin Owens,
but again, we're talking like
Rollins.
regular people.
Yeah.
I think the closest thing that we'll get is a Jekyll and Hyde type of guy, like we have with Finn Balor, where he channels his dark passenger for matches. But typically, you know, for the rest of the month, he's your clean-shaven, pretty boy that looks like he'd be on the cover of what, GQ and all kinds. You know, then come match time. Here comes the Demon King. You know, to me, I think that is something that we might see in the future. They'll always have, I think, your supernatural style character. But I personally miss characters. You know, because to me it is live action comic book, and now they're going more reality TV versus comic book. I do like characters, but I do think because kayfabe is dead, characters are dead.
I'll agree. Yeah.
All right, Justin, that was great though. Thank you. Give Lucha a chance. I love it. I think Sting just made his WWE bucket list. Have a match at Mania? Check. Have a match at Raw? Check. Tag team with John Cena? Check. Win the WWE World Championship? Not checked yet. Face The Undertaker? Not checked yet. Get into Hall of Fame? Not checked yet. That's a pretty damn good list.
Well, I mean, they're all gonna get checked within the next year.
Give Lucha a chance. That is, sir or ma'am, that was excellent. I like the Sting bucket list, and 3 of the 6 are marked off. That's keep marking them off.
Like I said, the next 3 are gonna happen within the next year. So
Robert Lynn, big shout out, Robert. I don't care what the record books say. AJ is and always be a role model to me. This is one of the comments I wanted to go back to. Go back and read how she came up and what she went through. Longest reigning champion to me will be AJ until it's legitimately broken, which I hope is done by Sasha Banks. She is my number 1 favorite diva now that AJ is gone. Again, for the way she came up, listen to Jericho's podcast with her. Yeah, guys, if you haven't heard AJ Lee's backstory, it's tremendously amazing. I mean, that woman has come through so much.
Wasn't she homeless at one point?
Yeah, she was living out of her car. You know, and I mean, it wasn't a long time. I mean, fortunately, I had a friend that took me in, but I was living out of my car for a couple weeks. And when I was like 21, something like that. Yeah, it's not easy. No, it's not easy to try and make things work. So yeah, it's really, if you look at her rags to riches story, guys, I'm sorry, that's more of an inspiration to me than John Cena.
Their second son, John Cena.
No, when you're born in the money, you have more advantages in life. And AJ Lee was born broke. And AJ Lee fought and scratched in for everything that she ever earned. And that's why, to me, and I agree, to me, when I think of the butterfly belt era, I will still always think of AJ Lee because she, to me, is the one that created the Divas Revolution, because she is the one that put the WWE on the map to say, wait a minute, all the Maurice and Barbie Blank, Kelly, and all these, we don't want this. We do not want this. We don't want it anymore. And it was AJ Lee that did that. You know, throw stones at AJ, love her, hate her. AJ really made this happen. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, AJ Lee made it possible for women to actually be looked at as entertainment, not just a bathroom break. So yeah, I'm gonna say that AJ Lee was the one who started this whole Divas revolution.
And we have to give a lot of credit to NXT as well, though, too, because NXT saw that and they were ahead of the curve. And when the Horsewomen came in and they made that pact that they were going to change the wrestling world, you knew that when they came in, I mean, AJ was still there, but there was things were starting to get broken down. And to me, I think AJ was very influential in that, more so than anyone else in the butterfly belt era. So, Mark, big shout out, brother. Let's see. He was really pissed about the Divas title match, but then thought about it and he said they had finally given us some sort of storyline in this revolution, and I think Sunday will be the beginning of a new chapter in the Divas division, or I hope so anyway. Nikki was always going to beat the Reign, and now WWE will never have to mention AJ again, which will please them. They did really build up the belt to be important over the show, but I kind of it fell apart at the finish. Totally agree. But I hope Sunday we get a really great match, and this can be a real start to a new Divas division. Also, Sting's just fucking awesome. That's a great way to end stuff. Is if anytime you end something with this person is awesome or this person is fucking awesome, we're going to use it, guys. So, Sam, what do you think, though?
No, I really don't think that this helped the storyline in the Nikki Bella Charlotte situation. I don't think it furthered it. I don't think it gave it more of a storyline, like legitimacy or what he was trying to say. I don't really think so. I think it was just...
I think, you know what, though? I do think now that once the belt gets off of Nikki, which Watcher went on Sunday, but I think once the title gets off of Nikki, I do think that then it's going to be, there's not going to be this, okay, there's going to be these teams anymore. By the way, New Day and Team B.A.D are so entertaining. If you guys haven't been catching their stuff, please go, please.
They've been funny on Twitter.
I love you guys. They're so awesome. But no, I think that, if somebody takes the belt off of Nikki, now there's no revolution. It's not against the Bellas now. Now, what's going to happen with PCB? If Charlotte has the belt, Paige wants it, Becky wants it.
Paige turns heel.
You know, so we go from there. But
we've been wanting since
my main man digestive ceremony. I'm gonna get you through yours real quick, brother, because you know we'll talk on that next week. You know, White Wall was freaking him out. It was very Resident Evil Afterlife. I'm sorry. That's why we threw Muse up for the week until we kind of get everything straightened out. Has Sam always been that dark? I didn't realize her TAM game was that strong. Yo, her TAM game is ridiculously strong. Let's see. What was this book Ryback had? Was it the Bible or is it more of a Truth Martini gimmick? Truth does it better, first of all. Truth Martini's the man.
The gimmick the best.
Okay? Yeah, the Book of Truth by Truth Martini is definitely better than whatever Ryback is pushing. I'm sorry. Let me see.
Shout out to Truth Martini.
He also said the Jericho guest is probably the best idea I've heard so far for being Ambrose and Reigns' partners. Sadly, I think they'll go with Rowan. And I think the only way that works is if Rowan turns on the Shield -1, rejoins the Wyatt family. Then you can take this thing to Survivor Series, and then the babyfaces can finally go over an 8-man tag match. What do you think?
No, I think it's good.
My only thing is, and we got a couple Rowan comments on here, I was thinking about him, but I thought he was still hurt. In June, they said minimum of 4 months.
I just don't want them to bring in Eric Rowan.
I thought he would come back next
and have him go against the Wyatt family. Because I think Eric Rowan was kind of a flop after he left the Wyatt family, just like I thought Luke Harper should have stayed with the Wyatt family, so should have Rowan. And I think if they're going to bring Eric Rowan back as that same gimmick, they need to put him back with the Wyatt family. Mm-hmm. Like, have him, like, okay, so Ambrose and Reigns are going to have a third person, so it's going to be even. Okay, fine, have Eric Rowan come back, join the Wyatt family, and it's odd numbers again. Wyatt family's got
the he's saying join Ambrose and Reigns, then turn.
Oh, well, yeah, that might work.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Also, he said, was that my James Hetfield? Yes, and it's terrible. That's why I was never a singer. And honestly, I don't even know why people like listening to me on here. It's really for her. So yes, that's my terrible singing voice. Let me see. He said he really wants the Ascension to be relevant. As much as we take jabs at them, those dudes are pretty talented in the ring. Completely agree. They can't talk for shit, but they can work. That's why I would love to see them book like the 80s, 90s monster tag teams. Absolutely, completely agree. big, and I'm trying to get some of these real quick. He said, and I have to close out with this. Where's all the blind optimism coming from? Who really thought Nikki was going to drop the belt on Raw? The end game for months now has been Nikki to break AJ's record because Vince is a child and he can't handle Ms. Brooks holding a record that isn't a fake sport.
It's not that it was blind optimism. It was the optimism
that gets better.
They were going to do it, but they would at least do it entertaining and properly. And they just completely shit all over us.
Mike, completely. I love it. No, it gets better. So he said, I don't know if you guys have told your daughter that Santa Claus isn't real yet, but you can go ahead and tell her that the Divas Revolution isn't real. That's just a hashtag. Nikki has Cena and John Laurinaitis in her back pocket, so she's going to hold on to that butterfly for as long as she wants. I think Nikki is the perfect face of the darkest period in women's wrestling history. Wow. She definitely earned that. I don't think she's going to drop the title at Night of Champions either. Hell, I think she's going to hold that belt for the rest of 2015. What have you really seen that makes you think any real change is coming? WWE doesn't want women's wrestling. It's the reason they've left out Maddie entirely. She did a podcast where she said she was told that she was too wrestlery. That should tell you guys all that you need to know. Vince and Kevin Dunn don't want women. Period. Make peace with that and put on a Shimmer DVD. That's a good point. I mean, that's... in the end, I'm glad I chose not to watch Raw. I'm glad for your review shows, and it seemed like a frustrating episode. Euro leader, Doug Max, said it felt more like a 5-hour show, so it seems like I made the right decision. I love you, Doug. Yes. I completely... It was bad. For the season premiere, it was... And a go-home show to boot?
Yeah.
To boot? What's that a boot,
Walder? To sell a pay-per-view, that's how they lead into it. Like... Come on.
Big Cody, what's up, Cody? Cody said, honestly, I think Rollins will win one, lose one at Night of Champions. He's going to retain the World Heavyweight Championship and lose the U.S. Championship.
Okay, I can see that.
All right.
I'm pretty sure he's either losing both or he's only losing one. No matter what, he's losing something that night.
We'll say that for the prediction show. Okay. I think I might have a bet for the prediction show. Ryan said, due to the fact that Paige has lost so many times, I sense frustration brewing, ultimately leading to Paige and Charlotte feud for the championship. In the fall season, and Sasha can feud with Charlotte and win it offer at WrestleMania 32 and what would be a 20-minute classic. Your thoughts?
Well, I really hope that that's what's going to happen, seeing as how they've already made mention of Eva Marie being at WrestleMania 31 or 32.
And there was one I wanted to get on. I wanted to make sure I got on here, Sam, because there was... But
I mean, yeah, can we just talk about that real quick? How on Total Divas they were telling Eva Marie, with Mark Carrano was saying, we want to make sure that you're on track to be in a match at WrestleMania 32.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Come on. Charlotte, Sasha Banks, give me that at WrestleMania 32. We'll be copacetic.
Moving on, Baby Cholo says, I feel like they should keep Team B.A.D together and break up all the other groups. I agree. They work so well together. It makes Sasha look like more of a heel, too. She is so good that people start to like her. So with Team B.A.D...
And it gives more attention to Naomi and Tamina.
Agree.
And people love Sasha Banks so much, they're going to pay more attention to Naomi and Tamina with Sasha Banks with them.
Yep. And
just saying.
And they just tied it into, how do you feel about this? They're like the female New Day. I was actually going to say the same thing. Just how we tied it in earlier.
Well, if you've seen pictures on Twitter, man. I mean, they've been dressing up like New Day, and New Day's been dressing up like them with the little half shirts and glasses and everything. It's been hilarious.
When this revolution started, I wasn't really about Team B.A.D. They might be my favorite team now. I'm not gonna lie. They're so charismatic, and it just makes you wonder, man. Like there's all this charisma.
Why are they being left out?
Anyway, Rooney87. Thank you, sir. I love this. When Rooney87 said, "Don't kill me for saying this, Sam," but your reaction proves what WWE did the right thing, or that WWE did the right thing.
I know she's supposed to be a heel, and it's supposed to piss me off, but it still pisses me off.
Let the man finish let the man or woman finish their sentence, please.
Finish the comment.
They're doing this to antagonize all, and it's working. It's a classic heel move to screw over the face unfairly without logic. WWE are just doing this when Charlotte ends up winning. It makes it all that much better.
I agree, and you know what? They're doing their job because it pisses me the fuck off. So I'm gonna bitch about it.
Controversy creates cash, ladies and gentlemen. That's the name of the game. Eric Bischoff shout out. Which I don't know. I don't even know if that's I don't know how that shout out's gonna take. But no, listen, the title says it all. Controversy creates cash. Women's wrestling doesn't sell, but we've been bitching now for 6, 7, 8 months about this Divas Revolution, so
half the stuff we talk about WWE is about women, so I don't really see why it doesn't sell.
But Rooney, that's an excellent point, and that's a good point to bring out to everybody too, is because let's face it, if it wasn't Nikki Bella, and that's why I kept saying that Nikki made AJ's run more relevant by being that heel that nobody liked.
Hey, I always give it to Nikki Bella that she is supposed to be a heel, and I fucking hate her, and I'm supposed to hate her, so at least she's doing her job. I always give that to Nikki Bella. I do, don't I?
Yeah, always.
I always call myself on that bullshit. I'm supposed to.
There's usually some hate in there too.
She's doing her job. Okay. So
let's see, Isaiah, what's going on? Isaiah, let's say, I think it would have been better if Nikki and Charlotte went 15 in a back and forth match, and Charlotte came so close to winning. That would have made him happier, and Charlotte begs the authority for a rematch.
Yep.
That would have I would have dug that. I would have dug that.
That would have been better than what we got.
It felt sloppy. It felt forced. It felt like they were just like, here, everybody just shut up. Here's the title match and move on. I felt like that's really what they did. You know. Let's see, Josh Musto, what's up, brother? Even though it's unlikely how awesome it would be if Seth Rollins ended up being Reigns and Ambrose's partner, also it seems like they have tried to make the crowd feel more sympathetic. It would be awesome if Rollins randomly, but like, what if he worked 3 times in one night?
I've actually seen a meme, and it's a picture of Reigns and Ambrose being like, oh, come on, we need a third person, and Seth Rollins just hiked, like, with his feet up in a chair, holding both belts, and he goes, like, oh, I guess I'm already wrestling twice, what's a third time, you know, because I'm Seth fucking Rollins.
Alright, I'm going to get to all the comments, then let me finish all the comments first, then Sam, shoot on all the comments when we're done. So Josh, I'm going to finish yours. Let's see, it says, also seems like they have tried to make the crowd feel more sympathetic towards Rusev lately. Is it possible we are getting a double turn soon with Rusev turning face and Ziggler turning heel? I say yes.
I say no, because I think that they're putting Lana back with Rusev pretty soon.
Eric Mickelson says Eric Rowan third man, so Eric is going for Eric, Sam. He is the most logical, guys. I mean, he is, and someone else I'm going to give you a shout out to. He's absolutely the most logical. His injury, because the time frame wasn't until October, that's why I left him off. He could be healing better.
It could.
This is going to sound bad. I don't read dirt sheets, guys, except everything at WrestlingRumors.net. Of course, I'll read everything that we do at WrestlingRumors.net. I don't really. So if he's cleared or has been. I don't know.
I haven't seen anything about Eric Rowan being.
I like going in like a lot of times with a blind eye with it, because then I'm less critical on the product.
I want to be surprised.
Absolutely. I don't want to do anything. Let me see. Marcus, what's going on, brother? Marcus Ryan said the Bellas need to get the fuck out already. They're horrible. Nikki is only champ because she's sleeping with John Cena. I edited that and I shouldn't have. And Brie only gets pops because she's married to Daniel Bryan.
I agree. Yeah.
They were great in the old Atreyu video. Let me see. The Bell statement says, totally agree with Sam. If Stephanie McMahon wanted to keep the integrity of WWE, then she should have restarted the match. Wasn't the whole point of the Diva Revolution to stop that trash, or stop the trash that is Twin Magic and the Bellas having their way? Wasn't that what Paige was fighting with the whole time? Nikki retaining her title that way was counterproductive. And there's another one that we're going to tie into that too. Joanna Lane says, you two, what's going on, Joanna? Saying, you two are great and so entertaining. Thank you. I'm still inspired by my home city diva Paige. You gotta be. Wish Sting's match was better. Love Sting no matter what. Still hoping Sting wins the title. And so wanting the women's championship to come back.
I agree. I want the women's champion back like a year ago, but
it's weird because even as a Rollins mark, I kind of want Sting to win because I feel like Sheamus is going to cash in anyway on Sting. I
want Rollins to win,
but I do. But I'm kind of
I want Rollins to take home the gold, baby.
I'd like to see Rollins at B434. I'd be totally okay with that. Let me see. BX Girls. I'm going to read this whole thing because this is great and I want to make sure we get it before time's up. Anarchy! Raw was trash. The WWE had a chance to right a sinking ship that was the Divas Revolution and they threw it all away. Nikki Bella had the chance to prove her dominance and prove she deserved the record she wanted so much. But what happens? Twin Magic. Another fuck finish we have already seen at Money in the Bank. WWE thinks this is getting heat on her, but what it's really doing is getting heat on the company. Wrong kind of heat. People are going to start changing the channel. Interest was peaked when they thought the heel might actually lose what she coveted. Now she just doesn't care. Now doesn't care. Nikki can hold on to the title till WrestleMania, and Tamina can take it off her at this point, and 0 fucks would be given. Oh, and they restarted the main event, but couldn't be bothered to restart a match where the title was on the line. The WWE can't even keep continuity on the show. And also adds on, no, bitch, you didn't start a Divas Revolution talking about Nikki Bella. When she said not Sasha Banks. I was like, Sasha Banks is main eventing a takeover in a month, and you've done what? Nikki Bella deserves nothing. They could have